Hey everybody, Peter Marquette 1223 here with some exciting news. The ham is back and has actually come out really good. I'm going to go over the lantern again, and there's actually some stuff that got uncovered when the restoration was done because all the rust and grime kind of covered some of it up. So, yep, I'm going to show you the ham again so you can better see what's on this lantern. So if you notice too, like if you look at the top square, the guard wires are on it. They're kind of crooked. That's how the ham did it on their double wire lanterns. You could see in certain places down here where the wires were soldered together and where they weren't, because it's two separate wires and how they kind of go right through. In the frame where the wires go in, they literally just punctured a hole and then they soldered the wires. So obviously this double wire frame probably was a little stronger because it had two wires. But on the fuel tank right there are patent dates for December 2nd of 03, meaning 1903, not 2003. Now I got a couple responses back from a few people saying that they wanted me to keep the old red globe. Well, no. The red globe was busted. It was not worth a single cent. And there was no way it was repairable to even bring back a few bucks, because the piece was gone. Now if the piece was there, we possibly would have glued it back, but I still wouldn't have put it in this lantern. But when you go into the top, which opens up really smooth now, you look in here too. I mean, it's flawless. You can see the Erie Railroad on top there. Take out the old. This is the clear Erie globe. Got put in here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just woke up. But it's the clear Erie globe. That was just put in there. It's actually got the square embossing plate with no embossing on the back, so it's probably about as old as the nickel plate globe I got downstairs. NYC and STL. Let me take the fuel tank out for further inspection of that. Now after I made the initial video showing this lantern, after I got it out of the box, I had to get the wick out. Well, that was a nightmare. The wick was nearly impossible to get out. I had to burn the wick out. In fact, it bubbled and still had old oil left in it, but here it is now. As you can see, it's still very strong. Cleaned up the burner a little bit. I didn't clean it up all the way. I probably should clean it up a little better next time, but yeah, the fuel fountain is all cleaned up. But when you set it, and you can see about the patent dates right there. I don't know if you can see them. They are actually very faint. They're even hard for me to read. But when you set it down on the table here, can't wobble at all. Well, a little bit, because probably it's a little thing, but it's completely flat. So I thought that was a pretty neat idea. But yep, so we got the ham lantern back. She's all restored, clear coated, whatever, and it's been on the shelf for about a day or two. I just haven't got the chance to upload this video, so if I can just, I gotta flip the fuel tank around. Let me put the lantern back here together. Yep, so that's the Erie Railroad CT Ham number 39 Railroad lantern. Oh, also forgot to point out too, this is only the second double guard lantern that we have. The other one is the unmarked Dietz Vulcan with the blue Vulcan globe in it. So that's also an interesting thing to point out. Still haven't got our first bell bottom yet, but we're working on it. We're hoping to get a bell bottom. There's just been a lot of good stuff on there, but hope to have a bell bottom very soon. And oh god dang. Excuse me. Sorry for all my yawning, but Hope to have a bell bottom pretty soon. But just give me an idea probably how much this ham is worth. We got it for a little over $100. I'm just gonna put it that way. But you could probably, in this current condition now, you could probably sell it for it probably would book well over $200. If you hit 300, you've hit a gold mine. But I wouldn't count on 300. So, but anyway, it's a nice valuable lantern. Probably the most valuable we got on the shelf right now. But hams are usually reserved for hardcore collectors. So we were very fortunate to get this ham. And two, since ham production stopped in 1915, there are not many of those out there. And I'm sure this is a very early Erie Railroad lantern. So, because usually a lot of the later ones just say ERRCO on the lid versus this one saying Erie Railroad. Now, you know how I talked about before about money globes? Well, the Erie Railroad actually has a money globe. It'd just be an all clear globe or whatever color, but it had the E inside of the diamond embossed on the globe, which I thought was really neat. But I'm sure these are very rare because I've seen only pictures of them, and there's not very many pictures of them. So Erie Railroad does have a money globe, and I hope to watch out for one of those one day, because that would be throw that Erie money globe in this ham. Woohoo! Then it's a $300 lantern. So that would be a good day. That'd be a good day if I ever wanted to sell that lantern, but it's very likely that this lantern will not be sold for a long time. But anyway, this is my restored Erie CT Ham Railroad lantern. 1223. Out.